All right. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to get into a variety of features of topics, but this first topic I'm going to give you the play-by-play, the step-by-step on what I would do on how I would buy a Tesla Model Y today to get the best payment possible, to get a payment of $647 a month, and what I would actually do and which bank I would actually go with. And I'll give you a couple different options as well in that front, but we're going to get into that plus a variety of topics. So if you're interested in any of that, but before we get into that, let's roll that intro real quick. All right, so thanks for watching another stream. Thanks for watching another video. My name is Dennis, and I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best behind Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. And today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description if you want to support the channel and get access to the best Tesla buying guide out there. And actually, shout out to my latest Patreon member. Sorry I didn't add it to the thing. Brian Knack Harrison. Thank you for joining. Thank you for supporting. If you want to get access to the best Tesla buying guide out there with interest rates as low as 2.99 to 3.7%, definitely check it out. Patreon link down below in the description. But let us get into this. So first, let's go step by step. I'm going to show you exactly on what I would actually do. So first things first is let's take a look at the Tesla Model Y. If you didn't know recently, I mean, most of you probably know what happened. There was a $3,000 price cut across the board for all trims of the Tesla Model Y. We've got Model 3 all-wheel drive starting at $46,990, Model Y long range at $49,990, and of course the Model Y Performance, Model 3 $990. And that's kind of the decision thing here is like, I don't know if I were to do it again, would I go Model Y at $50,000 or just spend what, $4,000 more for Model Y Performance? It's really close. And I don't know if I saw a Model Y long range, which a lot of them out there have the induction rims, which is a $2,000 feature. I mean, you're really only another $2,000 more, and then you can get a Model Y Performance. And so it's a tough decision, definitely a very tough decision, but maybe not as tough for a lot of you out there. It looks like we put a poll out there on the channel and we asked the question, Model 3 Performance at $52,990 or Model 3 Performance at $52,990 and Model Y Performance at $53,990, and an overwhelming 73% said $53,990 for the Model Y Performance. But that's a question, right? Like, I guess I should ask, what's between the all-wheel drive, the long range, and the Performance, but I feel like I know the answer to that. I think a lot of people are going to be choosing the Model Y long range at $49,990. And the kicker with all of this, and I feel like this is why a lot of people out there are buying Tesla Model Ys right now, and inventory has started to go down a lot since, for a week now, is because the Model Y qualifies for the $7,500 federal tax credit. Pretty simple enough. Like, if you make under the threshold of 150 as a single earner, and if you make, the rule of thumb is about like $75,000 or $70,000 as a single earner W-2 income person, then you will actually reap the full benefit of the $7,500. Of course, I'm not a CPA, but I have I've purchased multiple electric vehicles in the past, and I have taken advantage of this exact program before in the past, and I'm thinking about it this year as well. But of course, like, solar is a little bit pressing on the mind because it seems like that's the better ROI than purchasing another Tesla, because we've got the Model X right now, and we purchased the Model 3, the Model Y S, and of course, most recently, the Model X. But this is what I would do. So of course, I am all about the deal. I want the best possible deal and the most ROI, and also the better retention value, or I guess the vehicle that's going to hold the best value. So I would probably not spend too much money. At most, I would do maybe blue or black, but I definitely 1000% would not go red. We had a blue one in the past, and that was a very nice color, especially if you ceramic coat it, paint correct it. It really shines. I'm not sure if I would do the induction rims. I would maybe just try and get the Gemini rims as much as possible, because once you take off these caps, you could paint them black, and they look basically the same to everybody else that doesn't own a Model Y. And so I, of course, want inductions or the Gemini because those are square setup. They are the same width and this size around all four sides. So you can rotate them back and forth and all that stuff, which is going to extend your tire life for your Tesla at the end of the day. I would go probably white interior if I could find one. I would definitely not do the 7-seater and definitely not get full self-driving or enhanced autopilot or anything of that matter. So I, of course, my build would probably be very close to the base price of $49,990 or even close, but really I wouldn't even order it. I have recommended people do not order a Tesla at all. Do not throw your name into the book. I mean, if you're worried about price increases, because I do try and promote that the best time to buy is June, then maybe it might be worth it. But I really like what I do is I go to waitingfortesla.com. I look at inventory sites, try and find vehicles that are near me or around me. And lo and behold, you can see right on the screen, there's a demo discounted Tesla Model Y, all-wheel drive, of course. So, I could go with that. And it's got a $460 discount. It only has 372 miles on it. So it's really not that bad at all. But this is where I live. I love purchasing vehicles from this side. I love taking a look at here to see really if there's any sort of discount. And come June, there will definitely be $2,000 to $3,000 to $4,000 discounts during that time, but Tesla might raise the price. I mean, Tesla has done in the past after big price drops like this, so I could easily see some sort of price increase of $500 to $1,000 in the next few months because they've got to discount the vehicle in June with demo discounts, so they don't want to feel too much of the burn. So definitely expect that if you're on these sidelines, if you've not placed an order yet to lock in the low price, I would probably do that at this point, unless you're flexible. If you want to gamble a little bit, you want to see if the prices will increase, but discounts will happen in the near future, then maybe don't put a price deposit or a deposit for a Tesla Model Y in the books and just wait it out. But take a look at the screen. So we've got one right here in the backyard, Irvine, California, not too far at all. It's a Model Y silver with black interior, 20-inch induction rims. Okay, it's not bad. I mean, it's $49,540, so we could probably save $2,000 if we didn't get the induction rims, but at the same time, it's going to be pretty hard to find one without the Gemini rims. So anyways, let's just play some hypotheticals, right? So we'll just take this at surface value and we won't even factor in the $2,000 for what we could save with Gemini rims. And the next thing is trying to figure out a financing partner and what the term is and all that stuff. But on top of that, do understand that you will get a $7,500 federal tax credit back. And so you could essentially put that money down depending if you're within the income limits of what I mentioned before and if you're going to reap the full benefit or not. But this is where you could also use as a different financing partner, Tenant. This video is actually sponsored by Tenant, so definitely check them down below. But Tenant actually allows you to defer a portion of the monthly or defer a portion of the price of the vehicle all the way to the end, which then results in a lower monthly payment. Maybe even defer that $7,500 federal tax rate. So there's a strategy here where you could do that, get a really low monthly payment or a lower monthly payment, get the tax credit next year, and then pay off Tenant and use that for the next time. But definitely check it out. Tenant link down below in the description. And thank you to Tenant for sponsoring this video and a bunch of other videos throughout this month. But this is what I would do. So I would use Tenant, or if you don't want to use Tenant and check out some of the other ones, here is Labor Credit Union. You can see right here on the screen, we've got a pretty interesting term. I mean, got to remember here, we're going for a very low monthly payment. I mean, what we do know is that right now on Tesla's financing rate, Tesla's financing for a loan is 5.59%. So really paying a little bit of an extra loan for a longer term at 5.99% for 88 months. If we're going for that lowest monthly payment possible, you can either use Tenant or use Labor Credit Union for that low term. And this is where we really get into like what type of down payment we're going to put down, right? So if you use Tenant, you defer that $7,500, but if you are going to be going for that low monthly payment, I would actually recommend maybe putting down that $7,500 if you can, because you are going to be getting it back if you're within those income limits to get that when you get back for your taxes next year. But this is where it works out. So $49,540, of course, tax taxes and fees, DM fees, and all that stuff, we're going to use a roundabout number of 8% because that's probably the average across the country, and that's what it's going to be. So that would put us at 49,530 plus 8% on top of that. That's going to be an out the door of 53,492. And so that's where we throw it into our auto loan calculator here. You can see some hypotheticals. You can see on the left side right here, 53,492 as an out the door price, 88 months at 5.99%, 7,500 down because that is the tax credit that you'll be getting back next year as if you within that same income limits and all that stuff. If you're confused on that, there's actually plenty of videos on our channel where we talk about, you can type in like tax or electric vehicle tax rate explained, and I show you the different calculators and modules and where you can see if you qualify for the full 7,500. But my rule of thumb is if you make above $75,000 as a single earner, then you will probably qualify for the full amount back as a refund, an extra refund when you file for your taxes next year. But here we go. You can see right on the screen right here, there is a monthly payment of $647 a month. Of course, this interest rate 5.99 is not the lowest out there. There's definitely much lower interest rates than that. Credit unions and banks down, so definitely check it out. Patreon link down below in the description. But that is basically it. Hopefully that makes a lot of sense for you. You just basically try and figure out what build you want, try and go to waitingfortesla.com, see if there's anyone near you, and figure out which one you can lock your name down, put your name down, lock down the VIN, and then just wait for delivery. But at the same time, June is what I've been promoting for a while. There's going to be a lot of different discounts and promotions in June because it's the last month of the quarter. So if you can wait, definitely try and wait it out if you can at that point. But definitely, hopefully that makes a lot of sense. We're going to jump into our next topic, and if you have any questions, definitely drop it down below in the comments or even the live stream. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description is the Patreon link where you can support the channel, and there's a variety of benefits, but some of them include actually scheduling a call with me. We can ask me any questions about buying a Tesla, selling a Tesla, or even financing a Tesla. And after you join the Patreon, you get a link to my buying guide, which has links to all the credit unions and the banks that I use to get the best possible rate for financing your Tesla. Some of them as low as 2.99 to 3.7%. So definitely check it out. Link down below the Patreon link. And as an added benefit and bonus, I do respond to all DMs in the Patreon app at a certain level of membership. So if you want to ask me a quick question or multiple questions, you can definitely do that. Link down below in the description. Water break.